Hare Krishna devotees, and Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Guru Gauranga. So, this is our continuation of the Prabhupada's small book, Kṛṣṇa Consciousness, the Matchless Gift. So, we are starting with our chapter number 5 of this book. It is about learning steadiness in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So, before start our discussion, let us offer our humble obeisances to all the senior devotees, spiritual master and Gauranga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for mercy. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratuse Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Viname Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So before start our discussion, please I beg for mercy from all the Vaishnava devotees. So by the mercy, shower of mercy, I can repeat the words of Srila Prabhupada as it is. So let's start our discussion. So this chapter number 5 is about learning steadiness in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So the two most thing is very easy, to join bhakti and to leave bhakti. It is very easy. Or in beginning also we don't have that much effort or something like push ourselves to do certain things. But because of our excitement we are doing initially. But after that, and also we continuing our devotional service, in between there are some there are some problems arrived, and it is very easy to leave such association of devotees. Very easy. It is like very tough to make money and to construct $1 million profit making company. Very hard just to create, to maintain. Just to create, we can start our business by investing such and such amount, but after investment we have to run our business to get the return on it, return on investment. So it is very easy for starting up and winding up, but to continue it is very difficult. So in this chapter we are discussing how to be steady in devotional service. So I am reading. When one reaches the topmost position of material opulence, the tendency for renunciation is natural. I repeat, when one reaches the topmost position of material opulence, the tendency for renunciation is natural. There are two tendencies in this material world: bhoga, sense enjoyment, and tyaga, renunciation of this material world. Without guidance, however, one doesn't know how to renounce. First of all, one wants to enjoy, and when he is frustrated in enjoyment, he renounces. Again, when he is tired of renunciation, he enjoys. Like a clock pendulum, which swing from side to side, we are thus all vacillating from the platform of enjoyment to the platform of renunciation and back again. Karmis, fruity workers, try to enjoy this world and reap the fruits of it. Consequently, they are constantly traveling on expressways all day and night to engage in material enjoyment. On the other hand, there are others, predominantly the discontented youth, who don't want any part of this. Thus, the world contains those engaged in bhoga and those engaged in tyaga. However, we will not be happy by following either of this path, because it is not our position to either enjoy or renounce, since everything belongs to Kṛṣṇa and nothing belongs to anyone else. Whatever we possess is actually Kṛṣṇa's property. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Since we have not produced the trees, plants, water, or the land, we cannot claim them. Since we actually have nothing, we can renounce nothing, or as it is said, naked we come into this world and naked we go out. In the interim, we falsely claim, this is my country, this is my home, this is my wife, these are my children, this is my property, this is my bank balance, etc. Such claims are false, because when we come into this world, we come in empty-handed, and when we go out with empty-handed. What then is the meaning of bhoga and tyaga? In the light of actual facts, they have no actual meaning. Bhoga is thievery, and tyaga, renunciation of what never belongs to us, is a form of lunacy. In this regard, Kṛṣṇa gives us this direction: Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami ma sucha. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse number 66. Although we have created different types of religion based on bhoga and tyaga, we are thus advised to give up all of them and to surrender unto Kṛṣṇa. It is not within our power to enjoy or to renounce. When renunciation is recommended, it is in Bhagavad Gita, it refers to renunciation of everything that we falsely came to possess. I repeat, when renunciation is recommended in Bhagavad Gita, it refers to renunciation of everything that we falsely claim to possess. A child may take $100 bill from his father and try to keep it, although he may not know how to use it. The father may beg the child, "Dear boy, kindly give to me." The child does not know that the money actually belongs to the father, nor does he know that he had the best hand it to his father, for he simply does not know how to use it. Similarly, Kṛṣṇa says, "Renounce your work for me. Renounce your wealth and property for me." Kṛṣṇa is not a beggar, for everything belongs to him, but he does not treat like small children. Compliance to his request to give everything to him is called tyaga, renunciation, and is one of the means by which one can attain elevation to Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Austerity, celibacy, equanimity, and charity are all required for realization of ultimate or absolute truth. I repeat, what was required? Austerity, celibacy, equanimity, and charity. are all required for realization of the ultimate or absolute truth. Krishna consciousness is not concerned with relative truth but with absolute. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva offers his obeisances to the supreme absolute truth, Satyam Param Dhimahi. He offers his respect not to the relative categorical truth, but to the Saman Bonam, the absolute truth. It is the duty of Brahmanas to practice those qualities by which absolute truth can be realized. Brahmanas must be qualified by practicing cleanliness, truthfulness, control of the mind and the senses, simplicity, and by cultivating faith in the Vedas, and particularly in Bhagavad Gita. When Krishna says, I am the Supreme Lord, we have to accept him with faith, not foolishly, but with full of knowledge, and practically apply this acceptance in our daily life. A Brahmana is not created by birth, but by education, practice, and knowledge. I repeat, a Brahmana is not created by birth, but by education, practice, and knowledge. It is not question of birth, but quality as pointed out by Kṛṣṇa in Bhagavad Gita. Chaturvanyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagasha tasya kartaram apimam vidhat akartaram avyayam. Translations. According to the three modes of material nature, the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse number 13. One must not only have the qualities of Brahmanas, but one should also work as a Brahmana, for one's qualities are tested by his work. If one is qualified engineer but simply sit down at home and does not work, what is his value? Similarly, unless one works as a Brahmana, there is no value to his simply saying, I am Brahmana. One must therefore work as a Brahmana by fully engaging in service of Param Brahman, Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Brahman. How can service to the absolute truth be executed? Yamena Niyamena Cha. The practice of yoga or linking with the Supreme is based on the principles of regulation and control. Regulation cannot be executed without control. Therefore, one must be thoughtful and purify himself. If one wants to pass an examination, he has to go to school, follow the principles of the school and take some pain in his study, and then gradually comes to be successful. If he plays all the day on the street, how can he expect success? Therefore, in the process being explained by Shukadeva Goswami, the first necessity is tapasya, austerity. Even if austerity and brahmacharya are painful because we want to be unrestricted, as soon as we are regulated, what appears to be painful is in practice not painful. I repeat this whole sentence. Even if austerity and brahmacharya are painful because we want to be unrestricted, as soon as we are regulated, what appears to be painful is in practice not painful. There are two classes of men, those who are sober, dhira, and those who are extravagant, adhira. Extravagant. When one, in spite of provocation or in spite of presence of a source of mental agitation, can remain steady in his position, is called dhira. An example of dhira is given by Kalidas Pandit, a great Sanskrit poet who wrote a book called Kumar Sambhava, wherein he has given an example concerning Lord Shiva. It appears that when the demigods were fighting the demons and were being defeated, they decided that they could be saved by command in chief born from semina of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, however, was in meditation, and to acquire the needed semina was very difficult. They therefore sent Parvati, a young girl, who appeared before Lord Shiva and worshipped his genital. Although his young girl sat before Lord Shiva and touched her genital, Lord Shiva was steady in meditation. Kalidas says, here is an example of dhira, for despite of young girl touching his genital, he was undisturbed. Similarly, someone sent a young prostitute to disturb Haridas Thakur, and upon hearing her appeal for intercourse, Haridas Thakur said, "Yes, your proposal is very nice. Please sit down and let me finish my chanting, and then we shall enjoy." Morning came and prostitute became impatient. But Haridas Thakur replied, "I am very sorry. I could not finish my chanting. Come tonight again." The prostitute came for 3 nights, and on the 3rd night she fell down at his feet and confessed her intentions and pleaded with him, "I was induced to perform this act by a man who is your enemy. Kindly excuse me." Haridas Thakur then replied, "I know all about that, but I allow you to come here for 3 days so that you could be converted and become a devotee. Now take this chanting beats and go on chanting. I am leaving this place." Here is another example of, I repeat. Haridas Thakur then replied, "I know all about that, but I allow you to come here for 3 days so you could be converted and become a devotee. Now take this chanting beats and go on chanting. I am leaving this place." Here is another example of Dhira who has control of his body, Deha, words, Vacha and intelligence, Buddhi. One's body, words and intelligence should be controlled by one who is Dhira and who actually knows the principles of religion. We have been continuously committing sinful activities since time immemorial, and we do not know when this began, but this life is meant for rectification of all the mistakes that we have committed. If one sets a fire to unwanted grass and creepers in a field, they will all be burned. Similarly, by the process of austerity and penance, one can liquidate all sinful activities and become purified. But Shukadeva Goswami suggests an alternate process, Kechit Kevalya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayana Agham Dhunvanti Kratsan Yena Niharam Eva Bhaskara. Generally, if one leads an austere and pious life of celibacy, equanimity, charity, etc., people will say that he is a very pious man, but simply by becoming Krishna conscious, one can kill all resultant action of his past sinful life. A fog disappears as soon as the sun rises, and Krishna rises with brilliance of thousands of suns. This process is accepted only by someone who is very fortunate. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore said, "Airupa Brahmananda Brahmite Kauna Bhagyavana Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bij." By the grace of Krishna and the spiritual master, a fortunate person, after wandering throughout the universe and different spaces of life, receives the seed of pure devotional service. Krishna consciousness is meant for the very fortunate. For simply by accepting this one process, a person can surpass all the duties of austerity, renunciation, celibacy, etc. Shukadeva Goswami declares, "Kechit Kevalya Bhakta," one who is extremely fortunate, take to the process of pure devotional service. Kevalya Bhakti refers to a pure, unalloyed devotional service in which there is no desire but to please Krishna. One should not render devotional service just to increase his income. I repeat, one should not render devotional service just to increase his income. We want money to become happy, but if we take Krishna consciousness, automatically we'll become so happy that we will neglect money. Money will automatically come. Happiness will come. There is no need to endeavor for this thing separately. It was Dhruva Maharaj who lamented, how foolish I was that I took to the devotional service with desire for material profit. I repeat, it was Dhruva Maharaj who lamented, how foolish I was that I took to devotional service with desire for material profit. Ordinarily, for material profit, one goes to his boss or some rich man or demigod, But a devotee does not go anywhere but to Krishna. Even if he has material desire, if one goes to Krishna even for material advantage, the day will come when he forget material desires. Just like Dhruva Maharaj. He was repentant and said, I came to Krishna and asked for something material. But like one who has pleased a very rich man and who asked him for a few grains of rice, if a rich man agrees to give us whatever we want, but we ask him only for a few grains of rice, is that very intelligent? Asking Krishna for material benefit is exactly like this. One need not ask Krishna extraneously for material happiness. For material happiness will automatically roll before his very fit, pleading, please take me, please take me. Those who are practicing Krishna consciousness are not in need of material opulences, wives, children, happiness, home, for all is acquired automatically by grace of Krishna. There is no need to ask Krishna for these material things, but one should simply request him, please engage me in your service. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also promises that if one engages in the service, he will supply what is needed and preserve what is already possessed. One of his final instructions to Arjuna indicates total dependence on him. Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matpara buddhi yogam upashritya machitta satatam bhava. Translations. In all activities and for the results just depends upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service be fully conscious of me. Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 18 verse number 57. So it is very heavy chapter to digest, but by the mercy of Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj we can practice this way in our daily life to become Krishna conscious. And not only Krishna conscious, to be steady in Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna. Thank you for hearing. Your servant Rajesh Tanaya Das.